Good evening. Welcome to Down South Football Podcast, man. I hope y'all doing well this evening. We're coming y'all a little bit of a somewhat of a special edition, not really too hard, but got
Breaking
our boy
news.
we got our boy Chauncey Tuck in the building.
Yeah.
We got our boy DL Gardner 205 in the building, David
Yes,
Gardner.
sir, man. You know I'm always ready, man. Want all the smoke over here.
I
There's
think
a
I think I,
smoke in the state.
I think all of us are still recovering, and I'm talking with my mic in my hand this time because something happened to my little stand over here. But hey, that's just it's all good. But guess what?
Transportation debacle.
The transportation debacle
Yeah, coming
due
back
to the
from Nashville.
fact.
Oh, should I blame it on the classic? I don't know. I can't remember.
Hey, I mean, I don't,
Brother, don't blame it on the HBCU. Blame it on the PWI.
blame it. We'll blame it on.
I'm just gonna blame it on the city.
We'll blame it on Damien. We'll blame it on Damien for bringing only 2 headsets.
Hold on. I think it was an omen of letting him know what was gonna happen today.
What, there's a broken down part of it?
Little broken down part, boy. Thing breaking down.
You said breaking down. Hell, it's been broke down like
It's been broke
for a
But
year.
I did make a statement. The nail in the coffin. The nail been in the coffin, but
yeah,
coffin was just transported. But I digress.
Yeah, definitely got to digress, man, because well, today we had a very interesting day, to say the least. Some things that were expected, some things that was not expected. It's college football, man. There's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. But I will say, we saw something today that we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when exactly, but we were told different things. I was told different things, however, beforehand. But hey, when you hire a new AD, and then you fire somebody within an hour of you being there, your new AD. So hey, you got to do what you got to do. But we'll just recap the events of the day. It was we had Bryan Harsin being finally let go officially.
fired.
I just said let go. I'm just making this a
Release.
Yeah, there you go, Dave. I appreciate the release. That's a good NFL statement right there.
Hey, they ain't like the NFL Black Mondays. NFL Black Mondays.
Isn't it amazing how we just kind of laugh at this, man? I guess I can laugh because he getting 15 mil. But go ahead. I see.
Man. That's the other thing. The thing that I want to. One of the things I want to get into about that. But we had John Cohen being hired as the AD at Auburn after a little bit of a delay. Something that's been basically done for about over a week. But hey, there was some things that happened. But the news of the day for a lot of social media people was the fact that Bryan Harsin was finally officially let go. I'm not gonna start by saying anything. I'm gonna let Chauncey go ahead and kick this off, and I'm sure Dave got something to say too. So let's just talk about. I mean, we said what's next, and talking about him being fired, but we want to talk about the events that led up to a lot of this too. The real events, not the social media crap.
Not social media.
Oh, Tuck, go ahead.
I was listening. I was watching the Golden Boot Pod on the other night, and Pooh Bear made a statement as, "Hey, I heard it from Little Birdie that that Harsin was about to, Harsin was let go he was really let go of his duties after the Ole Miss game." And I made a statement. I said, you need to go a couple more weeks before that. But I mean, look, here's the thing. All right, the team wasn't getting better. I'm not saying Arkansas. People keep saying Arkansas was a nail in the coffin. No, nail in the coffin was pretty much anything after Georgia. If Georgia would have been a little bit more competitive, he would have been kept on. But the Georgia game was not competitive, so therefore the writing was on the wall after Georgia. The basis was like, okay, let's see how they look against Ole Miss. Okay, they don't look good against Ole Miss. I'm not saying you saw turmoil on the field between Tank and Robbie, but it was a little, there was going. I think it was just a heat in the moment type thing. It wasn't nothing major. Oh, people always overblowing everything, but then you have a bye week. People saying, why are you letting Harsin go out there and recruit and all that stuff? I mean, that's his job. He still has a job to do. You still got to sell the school. But then you come out and you have a performance like you did against Arkansas, which was horrible. Again, you had a week off, and this is the best you could do. And I think again they had something. I mean, Dr. Roberts had to make a move in hiring a AD. I'm just gonna say sources said that the interim AD McGlynn did not want to fire Harsin as of right now. He wanted to keep him on and wait and let an AD, the actual AD, let him fire him, and which I understand McGlynn's position because he's just an interim, But when Cohen was hired, boom, there we go. That set off everything. He got hired, signed his paperwork, sent Harsin a text message, fired him. So that was the end of that. There's a lot of conflicting reports saying that Harsin didn't talk to the team and all this. So Harsin did talk to the team. He thanked them for their time. He wished he could have, helped them out more and all that good stuff. So, this is a failed marriage when you have a brand new president, when you have a brand new AD, with a limping, lingering coach with frustrated boosters and alumni. This was a mixture of things to happen. We're just talking about the termination of Bryan Harsin. So it's like I say, we're going to go a little bit more in depth with probably what's next. There is a lot of tea leaves we have to push around. There's some confirmations on some things, and some things out there that is blatantly not true at all. But like I say, Harsin knew. I mean, Harsin knew it was going to happen. He's not a dummy. Yeah, Stevie Wonder could have saw this coming. I mean, it was it wasn't going to be a surprise that I really wish he could have stayed the season, but it just kept getting worse. This was back in 2020 with Gus. The thing was, Gus teams were still in the game. Gus teams were still battling. These guys were not getting blown out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think when me and Renard was watching the game down in Birmingham, the game was pretty out of it at the halftime. It was pretty much done. The score looks a little bit better because I think Nard told me, well, Auburn just scored. I said, well, it looks good on the scoreboard, but we pretty much know this game was over with after halftime. So, I mean, right now, we'll see what happens, but we'll talk about it. Like I said, we'll get into it a little bit. What's going on,
Dave?
Well, I'm going to just, rest on the fact that I am a very independent party. I think we all are independent, but I'm more so removed from. I don't have any inside detail or any of that stuff. So I'm just going to kind of speak from a outside independent aspect of it, which is very simple. We knew this was coming. When you when you get a coaching job at an Alabama or an Auburn, and I think it's true for any it's true for Oklahoma or Texas or USC, UCLA, a rival. You even Ohio State, Michigan, you have to be able to beat your rival. Or I think that plays a part. It wasn't the only part it played. That plays a major part when you can't keep up with your rival, and especially in this state, it is really, really important. So the Bryan Harsin hire, if you think about it, from the start, was very controversial. A lot of people didn't really want him because of where he was coming from, this and the other. My position is that I knew it was coming. I made the statement. I don't know if I made it on the show or I made it in the group chat. I'm like, this is nail in the coffin. And what I meant by that was this. I felt like after this game, when it went bad, it would be official. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, had they won this game, would it have been official? Maybe. I don't know. But that's just kind of what I felt in my heart. Like it was going to make it official after this game.
Yeah.
So from a sitting back from a analyst from someone, I won't say a really analyst perspective, but a non really fan perspective, I can see this. I can see Auburn want to go in a different direction because, man, to be honest, it's just you in the SEC. You are a premier program in the SEC, and you want to be able to compete year in and year out. And Auburn has been competitive. They've had like their up years and down years, but they've been competitive.
Right.
This year was just really, I think, was as the older people would say, the straw that broke the camel's back. And so this is what we get. And I don't blame the interim AD. I ain't trying to fire. I mean, if Tuck the AD, he get fired, and they put
Mm-hmm.
him as the interim. You wanted to fire the Joker before you got put me in here. Why the hell you want me to got there and go and do the dirty work? No, you ain't paying me for that. You paying me interim money, so I'm gonna give you an interim job. When you bring your guy in here, I'm gonna be replaced. You let him do it. So
That's
that's where
it.
I'm at.
Right.
That's it.
And so that's kind of my standpoint. So I'm just really here to just be the people's person on the show. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at. I think
Okay.
we all are the people's person, but I think Renard and Tuck just kind of they're a little bit closer to it. They're a lot bit closer to it than I am. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing people jumping on, jumping off. I don't know what people was expecting from us right now. But I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Okay, that's number one. A lot of stuff with Bryan Harsin is not the way it seems. He was, I'm just gonna be honest, it's not gonna be some biased fan take or anything like that. He was put into an awful position. Awful position. To try to succeed. We've had this same conversation, us three people. I think even Ben was on that show where we talked about when Gus got fired and the uproar about that. And I think we said something about culture back then. And we said about that they need to fix some things internally. Well, that shit is still there.
Yeah.
So that's number one that starts that on the Bryan Harsin favor side.
Mm-hmm.
However, Bryan Harsin also did himself no favors. He did himself no favors by coming down the way that he acquiesced, I guess to say, for lack of a better word, to himself, to people, that he needed to do. He was going to do it this way instead of trying to learn this way and trying to do this kind of thing. But you didn't take recruiting seriously.
Mm-mm.
You didn't take NIL as serious as you should have.
Right.
You did a lot of stuff until it was too late. Didn't fix the holes in the offense. Didn't fix the roster management. There was a lot of questionable in-game coaching. A lot of things that went into it. Everybody wants to talk about the coup back in February. I'm not even focused on that part right now. Well, I'm just talking about where we are with the program itself and how things are moving forward. So with Harsin, man, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for all the extra coaches, all the assistant coaches and their families who having to go through this, man. People like Cadillac who's still there, who's still trying to finish out a season. But this is a problem. This was a big problem for a long time. And let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all Facebook, social media people,
reporters, beat writers
who don't know, man, y'all just need to stop, man. Y'all ain't need to stop. And some of y'all that's talking, your team or whoever, whatever team you cheer for, like ask some of these people who had to hire a coach in the last 5 to 7 years. this ain't nothing easy.
No.
It's not, because there's more and more pressure. The same reason why the great basketball coaches are leaving and saying, "Man, I'm out this thing, man. I'm gone." I mean, y'all can have it. Reason why Coach K, Roy Williams, all
Cole
them folks out
Williams,
because of
Bill
everything that's
Self, I'm probably
changing.
about to retire. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason, the way that everything is changing, man, it's because of this. This is because of a lot of different stuff, man. That's not the same way. But if you hadn't looked for a coach in 2 decades, don't talk. Don't talk, man, because this is not a easy thing. It's not get an easy solution. I hear the big names. We hear the big names. I know we all have. Auburn has never had a big name. Never been a big name school. This is what we do. This is what we do right now, man. But I feel sorry for Harsin. I really do. I know people gonna say, "Oh, he getting that 15 million." Okay, that's cool. He getting 7.5 in 30 days. That's great. That's wonderful. He getting the 7.5 in 30 days, and then he gonna get the other 7.5 in payments. But the question now,
I think I buy a couple of Christmas presents with that.
Man, a couple of some of everything. But the question is now, it's like what we said is, what next? How do you fix this? How do you fix what's going forward? How do you do that? And it started today with the hiring of a new AD. That's all. Everybody's on the same accord, on the same page right now, until he makes that first hire and see what's going to happen. But it depends on what part that you want to talk about when it comes to this whole situation. That's a big thing. That's what you want to talk about, this whole situation. We talked about it being doomed from the get-go when Allen Green stepped out on his own and did what he had to, and did what he felt like he had to do. He did a job of an AD. They were trying to get him out beforehand too. But the biggest thing Auburn needs to do, number one, you got to get everything from the top down on the same page.
That's
just true
at the bottom line. And people are reaching out. They're trying to say that Auburn needs to do the same thing that Bama does. No, look, when Bama hired Nick Saban in 2007, guys, that was 2007. You know how much has changed since 2007? That was what 14 years, for almost 15 years ago. And we're not, this is not that same football. Okay. What Auburn needs to do, and this is my personal opinion, you need to break it down in thirds. Okay. Let's start off with the NIL. That's the biggest thing we need to look at. Auburn needs to look at. You can, with the On the Victory, that's the collective that they have. It's starting off right now automatically at $11 million. And it's only been up for, I think, 2 weeks now. It's going to climb, continue to climb. So the On the Victory collective, is going to be very helpful in the NIL. And this is not dealing with what could possibly happen with Tim Cook probably throwing some dollars in there, a couple other boosters throwing some dollars in there. It's going to jump. Okay. Then within that same token, you got a brand new football only facility about to open up in December. Once that opens up, you'll get the athletes. You'll get those guys that got the oohs and the ahs. Because I believe that would help. That's another reason that helped Texas A&M out. Because they have very nice locker rooms. Kyle Field is not the biggest type stadium or whatever, but it's the locker rooms and all that type stuff. Then, okay, after you build your collective up, then you have to get to your administration and you have to get to your boosters. We're not, the NIL is right now is what's going to make your boosters, I'm not gonna say stay at bay, but they're gonna be able to be like, hey, I'm dishing out this money. I can say a little bit, but this is on how I can talk about. This is how I can talk my talk by donating to Own the Victory. Then the next thing is your third is what Cohen and Dr. Roberts is going to have to do is find these 3 to 4 candidates and just go for that. Now, there's a couple names out there. And I don't know if Ronald wants to break those down yet, but the names are out there. And they're pretty good names. Every last one of these names are very interested in this job. Don't get it twisted. People are out there saying, "Well, Auburn's broke." Nah, this is a drop in the bucket. I mean, this is nothing compared to what it could happen. Prime time. I mean, he'll get a good look at, but I don't think right now. I don't think Auburn will want Prime in this situation right now. I mean, Prime will look at it and say, maybe so, but unfortunately, I think right now that's not going to be a good look. But we're not taking Pete Golden either. No, we're not taking Pete Golden. No, I can keep y'all coach. Look, the only Alabama coach that Auburn really wanted to go at, or assistant coach that they really want to go at, he's in Georgia.
He's in Georgia. He's Ole Miss way.
Well, the only one that one's going to do. I mean, Lane is, in my opinion, and from my sources, Lane is the number one guy.
Well, I want to say this though before we get into the possible coaching hires. There's one thing that I want to just kind of lay on the hearts of the people, because I'm the people's guy tonight. So I'm in my wheelhouse, right? I'm in my what the young fellas say, I'm in my bag, right?
I'm in my bag.
In my bag. So I have a theory that I live by, and some people may agree, they may disagree. I don't know. I don't really care, but I feel like no program is when these programs were initially established. I don't think they were established equally. And what I mean by that is that you have in the state of Alabama, you have Alabama. Texas, you have Texas. State of Oklahoma, you have Oklahoma. You have Ohio State, and you have Michigan, USC. So far and so on. So those are your big dogs, right? So everything kind of trickled down from them. The Auburns of the world were made out to be, perceivably to be, and they were, for whatever reason, thought to be I don't want to use the word second class, but they were not ever intended to be on the level of an Alabama. And I think that everybody would kind of agree with that, no matter how
to a certain extent, yes.
To a certain extent, but I'm just saying, like from the origination of it. Alabama was supposed to be.
I mean, you're the state school. I mean, correct. You're supposed to be that school.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So my point I'm making is, hey, you know what? I like Sean. I might need to send Sean. Sean, we got a game this week, man. I'm gonna pick a game I'm definitely gonna lose. So I can donate a $5 bet to the Dave Association. So Renard made a point. He made a great point. He said that Auburn traditionally has not been a big hire school. And I agree with that. When I look at the coaches they've had, they hadn't been any coaches that jumps off the board. But now in the year 2022, this is just Dave talking, the people's champ talking. I think that you may have to deviate from that only because you have other elements now. You have NIL now. So if I got NIL and I have a big name coach, he may, and coach is not supposed to be in this per se, but he might be able to pull the string somewhere that maybe a plain Jane guy may not, or he may be able to get some support that a plain Jane guy may not be able to get. So I think that Auburn, I said it before he hired. If you go back and run the tape back, because he ain't been there that long, so you go back and run the tape back about a season or two ago, I felt like then they needed a splash guy. I think now it's a time for Auburn to get a splash guy. If you can get a splash guy now and sustain, because your rival is, just be honest with it. I'm not saying it from a talent perspective, but they're on the downside
Yeah.
of a career. I mean, Saban's not gonna live forever, not gonna coach forever.
Right.
So they on the other side of it. He's closer to retirement than he was when he first got there. I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you get a splash guy now, in this new generation of what we got going on, they could get some traction. So
Yeah.
I think this is a time for them to get a splash higher. That's where I'm at with it.
Yep.
We can't hear you,
We
William.
can't hear you. Kid. I think it might got a short in it. It just went out. It's muted now.
You're muted.
Yeah, but you're on mute again.
There you go. We can't hear
He can't hear you.
You're
Dang
muted.
it. That might. Yeah. Oh, but what I was gonna say was it was Pat said. Pat said, "I need to hire some Christmas players." Oh man, Bill O'Brien is not a splash, Aaron. I'm sorry, that it's not even a drop. You know what I'm saying? But
hold on, what Aaron doing on Facebook? That's number one. Aaron,
yeah, head
why
on
you
YouTube,
on Facebook?
Aaron.
I'm trying because first of all, let me go ahead and make this clear. Facebook, we love y'all. We really do. We just need y'all to migrate to YouTube. I don't know how to make.
Go ahead and head over to YouTube, but
yeah, to YouTube,
please. But no, like I said, what's from what I mean, from what what has been reported, and like I said, I think Lane Kiffin is that guy. Lane is. I'm not saying. Okay, so he's I'm everywhere, Dave. Lane is that guy. Here's the reason why I say Lane is that guy. Auburn's gonna be able to offer him a longer contract, more than 4 years. And we found out in the state of Mississippi, in the good old state of Mississippi, you can only have.
We don't need no gun line.
Oh, no gun line, boss. But
no gun line.
Yeah, we can hear you, Nard. We can hear you.
We don't need no fences.
Dang, where he go? No I can hear him then. But no fence on the gun line, boss.
Yeah, we got the gun line.
Got the gun line. But what was I say? But yeah, so with Lane, Mississippi, you cannot hire anybody. Well, he can't have a contract longer than 4 years, and that's huge. As far as getting Auburn in the mix, because here's the thing: right now, it's like an 80% chance that Lane Kiffin is coming to Auburn. We're just saying this just off of NIL.
What's the percentage you said?
80 right now. If they offer Lane, because in the state of Mississippi, you can only offer a 4-year contract, and right now, I think that's the max.
He's at what, year 2?
He's in year. I want to say year 3, but he probably got extended to a 4-year contract. You know what I'm saying? He's in year 3. They probably bumped it up to 4 so he can leave in 7. The buyout money is not that high. So Auburn can go up there. I'm just saying for yeah. I mean, I'm saying 80. I'll give it 80 right now, just on the fact of they just got to hire. The only reason I say 80 is because they're just trying to give him a contract. If they offer him a contract, let's say Auburn offers a 8-year or 9-year contract at $7 million a year, we're at 63. He's not going to turn that down at all.
So let me ask this, because I have to go.
Sir. Good. Finally, I'm back.
Oh my God, he's really. You know what? You sound better on the mic than you did before you even here earlier. So keeping up with what Tuck is saying, I'm gonna pose this question to you, because we already here. We're here now. Is Lane a favorite of yours? And if he is or not, What's the why behind it?
Well, here's the biggest thing when we talk about with Lane. Like, it won't be the first time that an Ole Miss coach has left and go to Auburn. If it happened,
Right.
if it
He was successful too when he was kind of successful. He good guy.
I'm not sold on this whole thing, and like part of the reason this is the part of it that we're missing. For a lot of people are missing because they read headlines. People do headlines and narratives and not the truth. So the truth of the matter is the reason why John Cohen is the athletic director is because of NIL at Auburn. People look at Auburn like, oh, this, that, and this. No. Come on over here with the more money. Come on over here with the more resources and doing all this stuff. So that's the thing about it. That's not a oh, I love this team or whatever. I would tell you that about anybody. Like we talk about Texas A&M. You're not gonna match the oil money of Texas A&M. I don't care what school you are. You're not matching that. And that's the part that people don't know. Their top donors, their top 20 are all billionaires. I ain't talking about that. Billionaires with a B. So you don't most people don't even have billionaires as their donors.
No.
So Lane, I'm gonna be honest with you, Dave. I'm just gonna say it. I really looked at Lane. I just have my own questions because to me, what do you want to bring to the foundation of the program? Like I said, the foundation is broken. It's like everybody keep throwing out names and this and that. It is, and just like we said earlier, that's great. But there's a reason why other coaches have great staffs.
Right.
A lot of people are great head coaches, and a lot of people don't know what makes a good coach. It's fit. It's a lot of things within the program. It's a lot of great stuff. Like it's different. I'm not saying that Lane can't do it, but the first time Lane pulls a Lane and goes for it on fourth down, the same people that want him are going to be upset with him.
Well, yeah, I agree. But that's gonna be, to me, that's gonna be with any coach.
It's gonna be with any coach.
It's gonna be with any coach.
It's the foundation of what's going on inside of Auburn. And what I mean by that is that the dysfunction.
If we're looking at somebody, okay, so take the Lane. The only reason why Lane does not want, I mean, there's the only reason why Aaron does not want Lane there because he won't Lane in Bama, of course. But the foundation is already settled at Alabama. If we're talking about somebody who wants to bring in a foundation, then of course my choice would be like Hugh Freeze. That would be my guy. If you,
what can I just say?
To your point, to both of y'all's point, to me. I'm just gonna give you my personal objective, my personal analysis of a Lane Kiffin. Here's what I do not see Lane. I see Lane succeeding more in a coordinator role than a head coaching role. And Renard and I talked about this earlier. We talked about it earlier today, just on a personal phone call. We was talking about Deion Sanders. I was like, I always wonder. I know Deion knows football. But I wonder, is he the X's and O's guy? But then when I thought about it, there was another conversation I had with my brother-in-law, is that, your head coach, he don't always have to be an X's and O's guy. And that's why you got a staff. And I think that when you look at a Nick Saban of the world or any other successful head coach of the world, it's good to have all inclusive in your head coach. But if you don't have that, if you think about Alabama and the assistant coaches that they had and have, and that have left that coaching tree, they've all been great coordinators that have left there. So I think that it's more, even though regardless of who you got for the head coaching job, the staff is going to play a big part of it.
Most definitely. I mean, but at the same time, when Lane left to go to Florida Atlantic, and then he went to Ole Miss, he still called plays for like the first 2-3 years, and then he turned it over to the first 2 years, then he turned it over to Levy. When Kirby left, he called defenses for like, and it still does. He's very heavily involved in defense. Until Landon left, because he calls the defense this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So he still, period patterns with all that too. So all I'm saying is like, well, yeah, a little bit, yeah, you're gonna have to be a better coordinator, but at the same time, to understand your philosophy of what kind of ball you want to play and how you want to bring in what kind of, you're gonna have to do that for at least 2 or 3 years. And I think that's where Gus could not understand. I think that's why Gus could not leave his own shadow. Gus couldn't leave his own shadow because he would not relinquish play calling. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't find somebody. He always wanted to meddle. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was a little bit of the problem. Now, if you're going to find a guy who's a head coach, and then again, that's one of that knows how to deal with turmoil, so to speak, you got Matt Rule out there. I don't like the guy. I don't like that hire. I wouldn't like that hire at all. I think it'll be
doesn't either.
I think that honestly, I think that Matt Rule would absolutely be amazing for Auburn.
No.
And I say that because no. And I say that because, and I would disagree with both of y'all any day of the week. And I say that because of this. Matt Rule is a hell of a coach. And if you want a ball coach, that's your guy.
Okay, but
it may not happen, but
here's the problem though. If you hire Matt Rule, you should have kept Bryan Harsin. Matt Rule has no. This is the thing. Matt Rule does not have any ties to the SEC. This is what the same thing we ran into with Harsin.
But Matt Rule at least was a Power 5 conference winner.
Look, he
has
Baylor
experience. And don't talk about being fired. Being fired because your rivals fired the coach too. In Miami. Well, don't say that.
No, I mean that's true, but this at least Nick.
This is my opinion. This is why I'm the people's champion.
Tell him again, Dave.
But
I can go out.
I just don't. I think Rule can recruit who. I mean, I gotta go look at it. I haven't seen this stuff, but if we're talking somebody, you talking about that splash. Rule is not a splash at all. Period.
He is not a name splash. But I tell you what, Renard, you remember this when we was at UAB, at the HBCU Combine. Which we were the only media outlet. One of the local news came by for 5 minutes, but we was the only media outlet that they had.
Exactly.
Who did they say was at the coaches meeting that day? If you don't remember, I can remind you.
Yeah, remind me, please.
It was Matt Rule.
Yeah, Matt Rule.
He was there. Yeah.
He was the one facilitating the coaches. That I'm telling you, Matt Rule is a X's and O's guy. If that is the case, then he's not a household name like we know it in the South.
And you know how I feel about household names. I think that's overrated. But
you think there's he is
I
tough.
do.
I'm telling you, you can't. If you know Matt Rule, you won't go wrong.
I mean, because Matt Rule is very, like I said, the names have been out there. The top 5 names have been out there. Is Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, Matt Rule, exactly. Matt Rule, Dan Lanning of Oregon, and and Dion. So that's exactly why.
Hey, Sean, see, how can I block Sean from this show?
Hey man, no, we can't block Sean.
No, we cannot block Sean from the show. Like, okay, this is what I'm saying right here. What? He had one good year at Baylor.
What was Harsin's record?
Same. That's what I'm saying. It's the exact same.
What was
the record where? That's what I'm asking.
Talking about with Baylor. I mean with Auburn.
He wanted Big 12.
We talking about with Auburn or you talking about before Auburn?
At Auburn. His record was it was
9-21. I don't know.
9-21.
Where was he?
9.
Oh, you talking about what his record was at Boise?
No, that's a record at Auburn.
Baylor, he said it was 19-20.
That's Baylor. Rule's record at Baylor was 19-20.
Correct.
Yeah,
but
I got that.
Also out of that 19-20, you got to remember he came behind.
The scrutiny, yeah.
Right, he came behind a whole debacle.
Yeah, yeah.
And he actually in year 2 he won the Big 12. So if you want to talk about record, let's talk about Gene Chiswick's record. If you just want to bring up records,
well, he's gone. He
is gone. But all I'm saying is, don't bring in other things. He want to bring in the record, but you should have talked about that before you had to. Hell, you got
of course. But see, but back to your point, you said we got to have a splash, right? So if we hire Matt Rule, the only difference between Matt Rule and Gene Chiswick is Gene Chiswick didn't go to the league and coach.
X's and O's splash is him, but not a name splash. But if you don't like him,
this man fired Joe Brady. Okay. They won 3 games in a row. He fired Joe Brady.
I'm the people champion, so I really don't care who you hire. I really don't. It don't matter.
This man fired Joe Brady after a 3-game winning streak in the league.
Look, man. Here's where I am. All this. Look, this is the crap that I be talking about.
Well, we gotta get ready for that though.
The point of the matter is this: y'all can throw out damn names all day. I ain't talking about us. I'm talking about like people out there.
Yeah.
But the ones that are most successful and do this, let's just be real. A lot of these folks that talk don't know. Don't do that, Pat. A lot of people they have no idea. They have zero idea. Number one, what makes a good coach. Number two, how they are at building a program. Number three, about recruiting and getting foundation and how they relate to the players and all that other type of stuff. People get in there.
Not in there messing up. Damn, bro.
Well, I will say this though, Renard, to his point, what he's making.
Oh, there you go. He's back. You
back?
Oh, damn, we lost him again.
Yeah. To his point, a lot of people don't know, but continuing the conversation, not to beat a dead horse. I do want to splash higher. Can you hear me, Renard? You back now?
Yeah, I just couldn't hear you at that time. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. No. I was just kind of spilling in while you was paused, but go ahead.
But it's just like we talking about foundations. We talking about what it is to be a good everybody looking at Tennessee. Nobody was talking about Tennessee because you know why? Last year you weren't paying attention to them because of what their record was. Because you don't look at details. The details of it, they was number 7 in the nation last year in offense. So they had the offense last year. But now they're a little bit better second year in the system. So it's like in what I just say in the system. So it's like it's a lot of factors that goes into it compared to just saying, "Oh, let me just put this name over here and do it." That's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's why it's fit. All the other type of stuff we talk about, different people gonna be with them. Who's gonna be with them every day? Coaches, trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, the program itself. What's gonna be the real deal? This is stuff that y'all don't want to talk about. Auburn is broken. This is the reason why Auburn had to go get a new athletic director and get someone that with a stern back that's going to stand up to what needs to be done. In the same way with a new president. So you're dealing with a new president and you're dealing with a new athletic director. All those things lead to guess what the athletic director was told today? He was told he has autonomy. That's nobody in Auburn has never had.
Nobody in Auburn has ever had. Athletic director wise has never had full autonomy due to the fact that the best athletic director, I think the last one we could say from head to toe was David Housen. That was probably one of the best one. And then Jay Jacobs took over. He did he did a good job. But why is he holding the mic like Booger McFarland? But no, because
my thing is broken.
Yeah, his thing is broke. But check this out though. This is what I like right here. This was They put being over special teams. Are you crazy?
No. Hey,
You lost your ever loving mind to put being over special teams.
keep going. It gets better.
Yeah, it did. This is what Aaron said. And then this is a kicker right here from our defensive coordinator.
Oh boy. Blitz every day. Oh my god!
Damn
I give up, man. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are
and then look
crazy.
at this. And then this is where I'm gonna get mad right here.
It's another one after that.
Let's see.
Oh boy! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Reverse,
you know what? Let me hold on. I want to address this right here. You know, you say being told and actually getting control. Here's the problem. Y'all know narratives. I know facts. So let me tell you what the narrative is, and let me tell you what the fact is. You don't understand that A plus B equals C, or 1 + 1 = 2. Chris Roberts, new president. Don't take no crap. Don't take nothing from nobody. Graduated from Auburn, knows the system, knows the good old boy network, knows the problems and issues that has to be fixed. You go get a no-nonsense AD. You don't hog tie him by saying you got the answer to this person, you got an answer to that person. When this man said yes, here's autonomy, that doesn't mean that you're just gonna do whatever you want to do. It just means that you're gonna take the lead on something where they haven't been able to take the lead on stuff beforehand.
Exactly. And like I said, Dr. Roberts is no fool, because if the boosters had their way,
y'all with some BS.
Cohen would not have been the athletic director. Guess what, guys? Hartwell out of Utah State would have been our athletic director.
Oh no, it'd have been what's old boy name? Was Tim no, the one that everybody did not like. What's his name? Tim something?
From where? What school?
From at Auburn. No, I'm saying the guy at Auburn.
Oh, Tim Jackson?
Yeah, if they had
the one that got us over the tickets. Oh hell no!
Yeah, if they had their way,
but besides Tim Jackson, if they had their way, Hartwell would have been the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look, Tim Jackson. Me and another source talked about Tim Jackson today. Tim Jackson can't. I'm doing this is all alleged when I say this. Tim Jackson can't go nowhere because he knows all the bodies are buried.
But see, here's my thing. It's like, why is it? Are you looking at this from a realistic standpoint, or are you looking at this from because it's Auburn, somebody in the state of Alabama? Like, what are you looking at it as? Or are you looking at it as if another school had this issue, so it's okay for that school to have the same issue for the rest of their days? Guess what? College football it goes in a cycle, and it's going to continue to go in a cycle because guess what? Like Nick Saban said, you're going to always get poached. You're going to always get people poached. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just keep it going. Just keep it going. But to change has to go from the top down. That's what we said. It has to go from the order.
Right.
And it has to go through the order. That's the stuff that you guys are not seeing. That it's about the order of things and getting that part right. So we got to get that right first before you got to move in, before you move on to anything else. If that part's not right, then Harsin is a solid coach. Harsin's not a bad coach, man. He was put in a bad situation. That's just bottom line.
That's it. I mean, he's not a bad. He knew his X's and O's. He just didn't have the Jimmys and Joes. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line trash, quarterback. We talked about this ad nauseum. Scott Frost, no, it's not gonna happen. Urban,
I think Reggie is trolling you.
Urban definitely not gonna happen. Urban will have a heart attack by the end of the third game, so we're not gonna even go down that route.
Y'all missing the big picture on all this stuff, man. Yeah. It's the same way with NIL and everything else. The same people that want to sit there and say my school is better than this and that and this, but don't understand the business part of it, and that college has always been a what?
A business.
Because regardless of what you think of it, everything has always been a business. Because
I tell people all the time that the best collective in the SEC right now is LSU. They have the best collective, hands down, from top to bottom. They had the best collective. They started 2 years ago, right when it happened. They were prepared for it. They knew exactly what it is. It's a young lady that's a gymnast at LSU right now. She's making $4 million off of her NIL. Urban had it.
Reggie, I can't with you.
Oh man, better than yes. A&M is just look. Okay, A&M is just
A&M has money.
You know, they just throwing money at players, and they're not even paying them a lot. The thing is, it's the whole collective. What LSU is doing, LSU is doing money. LSU is doing marketing. LSU is also developed them on a brand as a whole, as a person, not as, you know, a team concept. They're giving them the chance to get their own money by throwing those marketing brands at them. Because that's why what A&M person, what A&M player right now do y'all see out there doing anything? I talked about an LSU gymnast, guys. I mean, that's how she has almost 3 million followers on Instagram. And she's not even the best gymnast, and she's not even the best gymnast on her team.
When LSU changed and did better when they was one of the first few because of the law in the state of Louisiana that let them use their athletic facility to be a part of the NIL and take the pictures and do all that kind of stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of game, guys. You guys are talking football and playing and fan stuff. We're talking facts. Me and Dave said this 2 years ago. We told y'all, hey, the people with the money are about to talk now. If y'all don't know that, if people with the money about to talk now, but the problem is the average fan of the game does not understand what everything that has gone on behind the scenes over the years because they haven't cared and because they haven't had the access and they didn't want to deal with that kind of stuff.
Well, they didn't have to deal with it because they were regular winning false national championships. But go ahead, I digress.
There you go, digressing. But it's a bigger deal than that. So it's like when we talked about it 3 years ago, when I was like the law got passed in California, pay attention. Nobody wanted to pay attention till the summer came up in the deadline. Then people saying, "Oh, NIL is cheating. It's cheating. It's not cheating."
No, it's not cheating. It's been here.
Who is K-Shun? Who is that?
What K-Shun you talking about? The almost league K-Shun.
Talking about Butte?
K-Shun. Well, he almost. That's not okay. That had nothing to do with NIL. Well, Butte almost left to go to Alabama. That was just to go to Alabama. I mean, that wasn't. It had nothing to do with NIL.
That's not knowing the situation as far as like him not knowing what happened with the coaching, seeing what Jamison Williams had done, seeing what all these other people that have transferred have done. Like we call the 1% stories, because y'all don't like to talk about the other 99%. You just want to talk about the damn 1% because that's the one y'all want to highlight so much. But it had nothing to do with the NIL. It was just like I'm just leaving to see if I can get a better opportunity. But
if he was making $0 in NIL, are you sure?
No, I ain't got to check that fact.
Well, I mean, you want to talk to our guys at the Golden Boot? They'll tell you how much money he was making for NIL.
Not a fact.
I mean, if you think it's $0, nah, it ain't $0 because I know for a fact.
You talking about now or then?
Or the FSA then? Because I know now he has a whole car dealership behind him.
Hold on, excuse me.
But I mean, like, look, guys, look. The thing is, this is the reason why Bama has to, Auburn do have a lot of high dollar boosters. I think Bama is, as far as the boosters in the state of Alabama, Bama, I think they have the number 6 or 7 dollar booster, $6 or $7 booster. So if they got the $6 or $7, Auburn has the top 8, 9 boosters in the state. That's why Bama had to go out and get Fanatics. That's why Bama had to go out and get NASCAR.
Man, damn all that. At the end of the day, who the hell y'all gonna hire? At the end of the day,
like I said, right now, I would think, as of right now, I would think Kiffin will be the guy. They're gonna make him say no. It was reported that Cohen said that one of his regrets was not getting Lane Kiffin a couple of years ago. That was one of his regrets. So he's not going to drop the ball on that again. That if I was a betting man, I would bet on Kiffin right now. Now next week could go to freeze.
Or tomorrow morning.
Right? Things can change. Because right now so I was supposed to put up a meme up and say Kiffin right now outside of the AD office. Like he even tell him, look, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? We're not, like I say, it's just the thing is.
So you really believe? I have no dog in the fight. But you really,
of course,
go ahead.
People champ.
I mean, it has happened before, but you think that Kiffin would make that leap?
If he wants better facilities, if he wants better chances to win national championships, if he wants better, a better program as far as the overall, then yes, I will go to Auburn. Ole Miss facilities are not. I'm not saying they're trash. They're like middle of the pack when it comes to facilities. Right now, South Carolina has better facilities than Ole Miss do. I mean, even Missouri
brand new facility over there in South Carolina.
Yeah, and Missouri Missouri's about getting ready to build a brand new facility. Tennessee got better facilities. You got way better Ole Miss, and that's the problem is because in that state, it's holding them back. The Pirate don't care about facilities because he came from Washington State. I mean, he just had it with a building. But they have done a lot of renovations to the football stadium, but it's an arms race right now. And Auburn is starting to, they have put themselves up there with that brand new football only facility. When you put yourself up there, I mean, that's going to be real, real good. I think you got something brand new and shiny you can show off. It goes a long way. I mean, that's the only reason why I think Kiffin's going to leave. Now, with Hugh, of course, everybody's been talking about Sankey. I heard that's been overblown, out of proportion too. That Sankey is like, look, if he wants to come back, he can come back.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm finna get my answer about the
NIL
thing. Look, man, This is a how we say this is a flowing situation with everything inside that happens on the plains. All I'm saying is that if you have a coach, this is for anybody anybody. If you got a coach, things are going pretty well, just be happy. Because eventually it's gonna be your turn.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna eventually be somebody's turn. And it's like that's just what it is. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Wisconsin. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Mississippi Valley State, Arkansas Pine Bluff. I don't care what school you are. Eventually, it's gonna be your turn because that's just the nature of the beast. So to say all that, man, like it's a lot that's gonna happen, but it's the preconceived notions that you guys have about a lot of stuff that's not really true. So just stick in there and just see what it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. And until you guys really want to leave your fandom at home and talk real ball and be real about college football, your views gonna always be skewed. And you can't have that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Look, Damon, it has happened in Alabama. It just ain't happened in the last since Saban's been there. You know, no Valleys over here. It's gonna happen.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. It's easy to talk shit when you ain't have to do it in 2 decades.
It is. It's been 20 years. Y'all ain't got to talk nothing. About 15 years. Y'all ain't got to talk nothing.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's why you can talk your noise. You can talk your noise because you ain't had to do it in 2 decades. That goes. I don't care what program it is. Well, you at some point you're gonna have to replace. You're going to replace what's going on.
Two decades.
That's
Is that 20 years?
Yeah, it's been almost 20. I mean, I just go ahead and round it up. It's been
Yeah,
like
yeah,
15,
round it up.
16.
It's 15, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I'm getting
you ain't
tired
had
of
to deal
Pat
with
though. I'm really getting tired of Pat. I really am.
Pat, I'm
getting
not
tired of
putting
Pat.
that comment up there. Pat, leave
Not
that
even
comment
not even
alone.
gonna touch that.
Well, I'm a follower, so I mean,
Hey man, but while y'all here, man,
Dedication.
make sure y'all like, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Do what y'all got to do, bro, with everything on the YouTube channel. We're gonna probably be back tomorrow, man. We'll probably do a little bit talking more about having over the weekend, and also hold on, what?
I'm not coming tomorrow. I have a 2-show contract.
Well, let me go and give you your buyout.
Hey, everybody getting buyouts. Give them another one. Everybody getting buyouts.
Harsin got 15 million. We got your $15 right here.
Right now.
It's
I will sign. I will cash app you tonight.
You said it what now, Dave?
It's about $36 divided by 4 right now.
Yeah. We gonna get you a Happy Meal.
I gotta add all the other stuff, the LLC. I will come over with I got it.
Hey, we gonna give you all that. Oh Lord, Dave.
Oh my God. What we got, man? Come on.
Oh man.
Erica back again. Why, Erica? I thought I ran you off last show.
Don't be running people off.
Don't be running. Exactly.
Oh my God. So Erica, I'm basically going to hear this the rest of the year. I'm gonna go in and prepare myself.
Well, you've had 4 years now, bro.
But I didn't put go harness on every podcast that I do.
Hey, she just letting you know. But on that note, then y'all go check out Coach Robinson post-game speech, what he said. We got that coverage right there. Inside the locker room. Also, we will have up the SWAC media conference today. Some snippets from Coach Maynard, Alabama A&M, and Coach Robinson at Alabama State, and Coach Prime. Will have those snippets up, man. All that kind of good stuff going up on the YouTube channel tomorrow. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Because tomorrow, man, we're gonna come back at it again when the rankings are announced. And hey, when the rankings are announced, in the words of Aaron Rodgers, relax.
First week.
Hey, man.
First week.
Alabama State in the building.
Here we go.
Oh boy,
they ain't even played. If it was that serious, they would have beat. It was that serious.
First of all, Chuck. First of all, I'm not going. This is the last Facebook comment I'm responding to. Okay, you got everybody. Everybody got YouTube. Everybody, come on your phone. Click the goddamn button. Follow us. Chuck, I can talk to you like this because you my pot. I ain't responding to you nowhere no more. First of all,
and yeah, get him.
I really can't say nothing to him because he beat us. But don't be talking no mess, no bump. Prime, bro. God dang on game day. That's the greatest thing that's happened since I've been living. You need Prime.
Oh, don't get Chuck on that. You know, Chuck is always deep with that. Omar, to answer your question, man, we said all that at the beginning when we first came on about the internal issues and all that kind of stuff like that. And we already said from the top down, and that they had a great start with Chris Roberts being the new president and John Cohen being the new AD. And we'll see how it goes. And the quote unquote autonomy that Cohen is going to get.
Who you replying to, William?
Omar.
Yeah.
He said sorry.
And that was true about Kirby. Yeah, Kirby had a chance to come to Auburn, and the higher ups said he couldn't coach the national championship game if he had to come to Auburn.
Kirby can coach. You got to understand this too, man. This is the last point. I'm gonna tell you this. It's just like if Dave is in charge at Alabama A&M. When something go wrong, you gonna say Dave or you gonna say Alabama A&M? You gonna say Alabama A&M. So you got to look at that too. Sometimes the wrong people have too much control in certain situations. If you want to keep it local, you can look at that for Alabama for years also. So, man, it just
Hey man.
I ain't dealing with Chuck, man. I'm
Hey
not
man,
dealing with Chuck.
listen, man.
Hey Chuck, man. I'm
You
look,
said something
listen,
else.
Chuck. I'm telling you right
I
now.
was, I was,
Congratulations on the classic.
yeah, congratulations on the classic. I was told we had to put this comment up.
Go ahead.
I mean, just follow her on Instagram. But listen, I do
was
want
not
to
going.
say this, man.
First of all, which one you talking about?
I mean, the one I don't know. It don't matter. Whichever one I follow. All right. I will say this, man. As I was sitting at this very desk Saturday morning around, I got started. I did a little overtime before I went to the Magic City Classic. I said
I'm
about
not dealing with these
6:30
folks
in
in the
the morning,
comments.
man. And I was sitting here. I started working. About 7:55. I flipped my TV to ESPN, man. I saw game day in Jackson, Mississippi at the Boombox Classic. It almost brought tears to my eyes. Like really, like I mean, no. I mean, I'm serious. I mean,
No,
because
I'm not laughing at you,
no.
Doug.
I mean, yeah, you're in the comments, but
Yeah, the
it,
comments are out off
yeah,
the chain.
they off the chain. They always are. But to see, I don't think that it resonates with everybody that college game day was on a SWAC campus. I don't think y'all really realize you had the Washington State flag flying. Two of them. I hate Corso was sick because he would have
Yeah, I
loved it.
do hate that too.
He would have loved to be there with Dion. Man, I don't think y'all really realize how impactful that was. I think we as a society kind of gloss over that stuff, but I do. I take it seriously.
Right.
And it was one thing that really that's a major moment in history, in sports history. That is very major. And then I saw a sign that says Jordan Travis is just enough exposure for you. Yeah. Because he's at Florida State. I think he came. What did he transfer out of Jackson State to Florida State? Something like that. I was gonna go to Jackson State, something like that.
It was something like that. You had to get to Florida State, you know.
Yeah. So
the Florida State homer to come in about that.
Times are changing, and I want all of our listeners to really look at this. I know we have Power 5 fans, and I'm not necessarily trying to pull. I'm not trying to pull you from that.
Oh, and Dave, add FAMU to that. FAMU was on Good Morning America on Friday.
They was on Good Morning America. I'm just saying, let's just pay attention to what's going on. HBCUs are really, really making a statement right now. And trust me, I'm willing to bet my check that the majority of our listeners right now, HBCUs are probably more the reason why you paying your bills than Power 5.
Prime is selfish, man. Come on, Chuck.
Y'all
don't like that man because he beat y'all up and down that field, man. Come on.
We know. We first of all, it wasn't from Saturday. It was from ever since it was announced. Some of the most racist, ignorant comments I have ever heard or seen in my life about the school, about everything, man. And it's let me tell you something. That come with change. When it's change happens, man, it's got to be somebody that leads the charge. That doesn't mean that you're trying to compare yourself to something else. You know, like the media made. I guess I forgot we media too, but the traditional media try to make it this thing like, hey, Prime, you ready to play Alabama? Like, no, that's
what?
Like what are we talking about? And Prime, first of all, I gotta get some linemen in here first.
I gotta get some scholarships. They got away with scholarships.
It's about exposure, man. That's all it is. Exposure to something that a lot of people on here didn't go to HBCU. Tuck has HBCU ties. Dave went to a HBCU.
Man,
I went to a HBCU. So
and you
it's
know
like
what,
it's
William?
different.
I'll guarantee you the majority of our listeners has an HBCU tie somewhere.
Yeah.
And man, listen, we have to put we have to support them
Yep.
because at the end of the day, before it was power, I mean, Power Five is what it is, but some of our greatest players came from these same schools. Man, come on, get behind it. Get behind the movement, bro.
Shoot, Jackson State got more NFL Hall of Famers than Alabama do.
Yes,
Right. We
yes.
was that's the truth. We are here. We are down south football for a reason. And I get this all the time. Why you didn't do this? Or why you didn't do that? I said because first of all, I'm in love with all college football. So when this started, even before David and Tuck came along, that was the mission. That was the mission. You're not gonna pigeonhole me into Alabama or Auburn or Ole Miss or anything like that. I want to be able to move. I want to be at SWAC Media Days, the same way I want to be at SEC Media Days, just like off script. I mean, we just want to be able to move. I believe in inclusion, not exclusion. So that's what we're doing. We are including our audience into everything. They're gonna learn about the HBCUs. They're gonna learn about the conferences. Same way we're gonna talk about Power Five. That's what we do. Whether it's X's and O's, however it goes down. And shout out to Jackson for what they did. Shador put on another show. I'm disappointed in Southern from not even pinching them. And the whole fight, the Southern players saying all that controversial stuff. The video has been taken
I still
down,
ain't
but
seen that yet.
I still ain't seen it.
they took the video down apparently. But they tried to do some stuff to Shador in the game. It was very, 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 very personal. But
Try to snatch his chain, I think.
yeah, they try to snatch his chain off his neck, man. I mean, bro, it's 28 to nothing. What you doing? I mean, then you lost 35 to nothing. What we talking about here? I understand it's a rivalry, but what we talk anyway. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Y'all got to come back tomorrow, man. We're gonna debut right when the rankings are on, so y'all can see what's going on, man. We'll have some more talk of review from the weekend, from the games, some games, of course, on the HBCU front. Talk about all that kind of stuff tomorrow as a review. And y'all know what to do. Y'all see us scrolling at the bottom, dslpodcast.com. If you want to get some of the merch, some of the stuff that we got on there, man. If you like just hearing us, hey, Spotify, Apple, everything, boom. Chuck said he got the video, Dave. So it's like
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, we had no.
First of all, Chuck is probably he is probably on his way to being banned from the show. He wasn't on here when it counted. So yeah, we about to block him in a minute.
Yeah, so it's like we hear you about the shot glasses, Arian. We heard
Aaron,
we working, bro.
We working on it.
Matter of fact, about it. I'm gonna call. Hold on, keep it on. Don't show up. Don't go away yet. Let me call about the shot glass right now. Hold on. While we on, I'm gonna call about the shot glass while we on live.
What say what clock? Bama number 4. Did that say what clock?
I guess what clock?
What time Bama on? What time maybe?
No, he said what time. He says what Bama.
What's happening, Mike? We on live right now. You actually live, man. So don't say that crazy.
I didn't do this to you, Mike. Don't put it on me.
Aaron I'm live on the podcast, so don't say that crazy. All right, we got an order for 12 shot
15.
glasses with the 15 shot glasses with the DSF logo on it. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
All right, you say it's possible. So if we place the order tonight, when we think about the turnaround time, I know you out your element. I'm catching off surprise. Well, just give me some off the top of your head.
He gonna cuss you out when it's over with.
See what I can order in the morning.
All right, we're gonna see what we can order in the morning. That sound good to me. I will call you back when the show is over, brother.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
So it's called the flyer. You heard him.
He go
We
Will.
got 15
Let me
red
get
and
two
rock
shot
and
glass.
roll.
That's 17 shot glasses.
That's
Look, hey,
17 shot
hey,
glasses.
Dave, we old, bro. We don't speak that stuff.
Vernon, what's up, my
Man,
brother?
that's a name we ain't heard in a minute.
Hey man, Vernon be out doing this thing, man.
Hey man, Vernon.
He said,
Vernon got-
how can you
Vernon
can't?
got WA.
So you
I
asked
don't-
what
I don't
time
know WA.
the thing starts? I guess tomorrow. I guess it's 7 o'clock, ain't it? Or 8 o'clock?
6:30 or 7 o'clock. 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we going
Something
live
like that.
tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, I got to review my contract on this. I got to review. I don't know a 3 show, but I had a Monday show, a Thursday show,
Oh,
a possible
God.
after dog.
We would discuss the details after we
And we will
get off
post
the show.
we'll post his
Hey Vern, I know you're gonna talk about exactly what we just spent an hour on talking about it, man. Hey, you know what's really going on. So be looking for your show too, man, to see what you got to say about all this. But yeah,
Hey man,
Reggie
was talking.
tomorrow.
Man, let me ask you something. I know we ready to go. I know we ready to go.
No, I'm just no.
Yeah, that's what
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow with the assault, with the
I just
actual
wanna ask you.
charges.
I just
He
want
ain't
to
got a lawyer.
ask a question. If you by yourself, would you really walk through the same tunnel of the team you just
Well,
They
here's the thing.
they have to go down the same.
They have
tunnel.
to go
I
the
know
same
they
tunnel,
do,
that's the
but
thing.
did you see the video though? Like
Yeah.
majority of the Michigan team was still on the field.
Yeah. And to your point, Dave, I know where you're going with it. To your point, Dave, what are you thinking? You ain't see no blue and maize nowhere. Why are you by yourself?
They beat that boy into a game.
Why
They
you by
jumped him into
yourself?
a game.
Bro, I would have stopped. Look, Dave, I would have stopped so fast. I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead on and go. I'm gonna find something to talk about back here.
Oh man, I was like, what are you doing, brother? We'll talk about that tomorrow.
We'll talk
Yeah, we're gonna talk about tomorrow because the lawyers are already there. They already pressing
Speaking
charges.
of
Like
lawyers,
they to the
I
family
have
press charges and everything.
I have my attorneys in the group text to talk about this extra show.
Sure, and we will talk about the money and everything else. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and get the contract on there.
Oh, you gonna talk about the merch that I have that maybe y'all might have? You know what? Don't worry about the attorney.
No. Y'all do need to go to DSL. No, go to DSLpodcast.com. I went on. My wife went on the other night. She's about to order that pink and green.
Down south football. The pink and green on there.
She won't, bro. You know,
we got the fraternity sorority inspired colorways now.
Yeah,
really?
They got it's on there, and also like there's a page that shows about 20 different t-shirt designs on there also. But don't worry about it, Mike. I'll be putting in my custom order for my new stuff.
Yeah, me too, Mike. I got that contract.
Y'all know how it is.
I got these boys right here.
Don't worry about it. Y'all.
I got these boys right here.
See what it look like before y'all.
I got these boys right here. I gotta keep them happy. I got these boys right here.
We already know, but shout out to our boy Rob for being a sponsor of the show.
Oh, it's
artistic.
Is he on live? Is he on Facebook?
He be on there a lot, but Rob don't say a lot.
Yeah.
Is he on there now? We can't tell.
I can't tell.
It's Skiggy Homecoming.
It is because Skiggy is debuting the new field.
Yes,
you can see that field also on Down South Football. So on our Facebook page. I wonder
what time that game is because I might want to go. Check out the.
Well, I've got pressure. If I was gonna be in town, a lot of people talked about because they playing. Well, no, they playing Miles.
Oh, at Skiggy. That is gonna be a
Wayne Dane doodle good time.
And then we're gonna have some more previews of Dad said he want can he get a crimson one?
We might.
What? You can go, matter of fact, go down Highway 65 and you get off on you can find them anywhere. Everything we got is exclusive. We do not
look at this guy. Look colors. That wouldn't be a bad idea though.
Aaron,
But
how
yeah.
about you just how about we just make
rolling
you,
trade? What is a rolling trade?
I don't know what a damn rolling trade is.
First of all,
Yeah,
get
come
the
on,
shot
guys.
glasses.
Really?
Get the shot glasses first, and we can grab
Oh,
it.
my bad. That rolling trade.
That rolling trade.
Oh, that rolling, rolling.
Hey, dog, we finna go.
Yeah,
we finna
man.
go,
God
bro.
dang.
Hey,
We
man, we
gotta
finna go.
go.
This is an impromptu. We done went from Harsin
We
to
gotta
rolling
go.
trades. So, I mean, you know, we done went from Harsin to a new regime to rolling trades. This is what happens on
Ballin' parlay.
DSLpodcast.com. Like, this is what we do, man. So, anything y'all want to see from us, man, we will preview Georgia, Tennessee, and Bama and LSU. Hopefully,
In
can
the
reach
air.
out to some people beforehand. So,
To the sky.
hey, man, y'all stupid. Y'all stupid.
Oh man.
Oh man, Renard having technical difficulties over there.
But we'll
I got to do something.
Yeah, you got to get it together. Get it together over there, host. Yeah,
Hey man, we'll make it. Ain't my well hell. Does the whole? Can I get to?
The problem is there's too many folks on Facebook and not on YouTube that they ain't gonna share the channel. That's the problem. We can buy some mics.
Hey, maybe if that was the case, then maybe I can get a new cord, so this cord can stop going out. If y'all click the like and subscribe button on YouTube and comment on YouTube
and watch the whole show.
I need some super chats on there and all that kind of stuff. So you know,
yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, Georgia, Tennessee, Bama, LSU, Skeegan homecoming. We got a lot going on this week. So, hey man, we'll see what's going on. But we'll holler. What's up?
The Bulldogs on Thursday night too.
Yeah, I saw that A&M is playing on Thursday night, but look out for the SWAC media calls on our YouTube channel. So we'll try to go ahead and get that debut. And if you miss any of that stuff, go to our YouTube channel, man. Everything is going to be there. Everything is right there. Excuse me. We appreciate y'all for everything y'all do, man, for all your opinions and everything. So holler back at us when you get a chance, man. Peace.
Peace. Y'all boys be easy, man.